It's so beautiful to come back to London, to meet all of you again. After such a big gap, I felt. It's a funny feeling one gets when you leave the country and you are away, and then you find other people same way when you leave them. You feel an ocean of compassion and love. We have been very successful in India. Indian climate is, I think, changing very fast, and people are finding it easier to take to Sahaja Yoga than before. Luckily, some people were cured by Sahaja Yoga, which made people think about it. Apart from that, they found out, as you found out about Blake, that a gentleman, very famous seer known as Bhrigu, who wrote the prophecies about modern times 2000 years back, has talked about Sahaja Yoga very clearly. And he says that, not so precise as Blake is, but in a way, about Sahaja Yoga, that the Kundalini Shakti will be awakened in a very Sahaja way. And that it's a new system by which thousands will get realization. According to his proportions, in 1 crore, crore is, how much is it coming? Crore? 100,000? 1,000? Huh? 10 million? 10 million. Among 10 million people, there will be one person who will get realization. Then these people will start giving realization to others, and so many will get their Atma Sakshatkar, means self-realization. Also describes about vibrations and so many things. And what happens after realization, that you can start seeing the Kundalini and all those minute things with your naked eyes. That you can see the throbbing of the Kundalini with this new method. And so many things he has described that they had to take to Sahaja Yoga because they knew this was it. That's what you have to expect. And it worked out so well that I don't know, thousands and thousands of people, thousands. Now, it is very important for these seers to see those things of the future, because human beings are such that unless and until they have something already certified, you see, the bona fides of a person, people don't believe. And that's why it was important that such a thing was written about Sahaja Yoga. Because what I have studied with other people who came to me from other groups is that most of them were brainwashed people. I mean, they didn't know what they were talking about, they didn't know what was Kundalini, they didn't know what was self-realization, they did not know any one of their own powers, they did not know how to work it out, nothing. I mean, there was just zeros, you see. And they just were wearing some dresses and things like that, and wearing some sort of a necklace or maybe some bangle in the hand to say that they belong to a particular cult. But they didn't know what it was. Actually, nothing was intelligible to me to understand why were they in that cult, what were they doing there. And everybody was hoping for the future, I concluded on one point. I think most of the Western people are futuristic. They live in the future, neither in the past nor in the present. But they live in the future. And these futuristic tendencies make you hope for something better, that something will come out, something will work out let me do what I'm doing is all right. And they don't even want to think that what I'm doing, is it correct or incorrect. They just accept whatever they have accepted. Maybe it's also another ego trip, perhaps, that I've accepted this, now I don't want to change, sort of a thing. But I was surprised they didn't know anything about God, about themselves, about their spirit, about their kundalinis, about their chakras, about anybody's chakras, nothing. They were just in the dark, lost people and real seekers, absolutely real seekers. I was amazed at the way they got realization also. Some of the foreigners who came in Delhi were wonderful people. But they said, we think drug is the way. I said, but why do you think like that? You see, they have conceptions which are futuristic also. That we are experimenting with this, we are experimenting with that, and definitely we are going to reach somewhere. But supposing if you are coming to Caxton Hall and if you are directed towards the airport, how will you come to Caxton Hall? Maybe if you go round the whole world, maybe, if you think the world is round. But the plane of God is not a round world. It's an ascent. It's an ascent. It is not that you can go here, there, everywhere, and then somehow you find God. It's not like that, or somehow you find your spirit. It's a higher level. It's a higher position one has to rise. It is not at the same level you are going to find it. This they don't understand. They don't understand. They think that, you see, on this level only, if you move with this human awareness, what we have, with our rationality, with our thinking, by our reading, we'll achieve that. I was amazed. I mean, I didn't know that human beings think like that. That you can achieve anything with your rationality and with your intelligence. You cannot. What can you achieve? Because whatever is to be achieved, you have already achieved that. But what is to be understood, that these futuristic people think that the way they are progressing, or whatever the way they are moving the right direction. Until they are completely finished and fagged out, how are they going to find out? It's a complete brainwash for these people, and it's a very dangerous thing. I was myself so much upset with all that. But I do not know what is the solution for these people if they are that futuristic. Now we must know what happens to a person when he becomes futuristic. It's a very dangerous situation also. Every way, physically, mentally, emotionally, in every way. Futuristic person has lots of problems. The first problem that arises by living into the future is that you forget the past. You completely forget the past. You just live in the future. You forget the past. You don't even remember sometimes your own name. We had one gentleman who came to see me. He was the president of a Dhulia conference or something, a big man supposed to be. Came down and he didn't remember even his wife's name. Can you imagine? And the wife was crying, poor thing. She said, he doesn't even remember my name, mother. It's gone so bad as that. So I asked him, do you remember your name? So he said, well, I think. Let me think. Now thinking is moving right side. You see, left side is finished. I think again, he couldn't. And I found out from him that he was planning and he was doing this. I'm going to do this to Dhulia city. I'm going to work out this for Dhulia city, and I'm going to arrange this. And everything was in his mind, but nothing that was past. And the balance was so much upset that he was absolutely future and nothing of past. He had very high blood pressure. And imagine a person who doesn't remember his own name to walk about in the streets of London. One would be lost. Police will have to catch hold of him and put him in a jail. It's a very abnormal situation. But we reach that situation because we start enjoying that kind of a thinking, indulging into that kind of a rationality, and then ending up with a life like that. High blood pressure, heart trouble, diabetes, paralysis. Anything is possible with this kind of movement of futuristic attitude. But future does not exist. Does not exist. It is just in our mind. And whatever is in our mind is not reality that we have conceived ourselves. Reality is what it is. You cannot conceive it. It exists. Only thing what we can do is to rise up to it and to see for ourselves what reality is. Actually what it means. Now the trouble with this ego business is that it's like a balloon. It's really like a balloon. The more you start thinking about it, it takes you away from reality. Like as if you float in the air and you don't know what you are doing. You have lost all contacts with the Mother Earth and you are floating in the air. This has started in us because when we became human beings from the animal stage, you see, we started taking up upon ourselves the responsibility to be ourselves, that we are something. I am something, you are something, you are Mr. X, you are Mr. Y, you are Mr. Z. But as human beings go to the extremes as usual, you see, they cannot stop at a point. So they went into such a limit of extremes, now they have forgotten also I, who is this I? You ask the name, they said, by the way, I think this, that. So all identifications are lost with the past. One may say that it's a very good thing because they were all misidentifications are lost. But even the identifications with the future are also hallucinations. That's not the truth. That's not the truth. One has to be in the present. And how do you do it? Not by listening to any lecture or going to any sort of a library to find out. Or you cannot do it again with this brain that is today. You have to have a brain which has that spark in it, that light in it, enlightened brain. You are to be an enlightened person. Unless and until you are enlightened, you cannot see your way through. You do not know. You are walking in the dark. Really you are walking in the dark. And when this light comes into you, that is the light within us, placed there all the time, is the light of our spirit. It has to come in our attention. And God has arranged everything for us. Everything. There's a way of our germination which has to take place. And when it takes place, you can feel that spirit in your attention. Now there is another misunderstanding I find people have about spirit. They think spirit is an energy. It is not. It's not an energy. Energy can be transformed, it can be changed, it can be evolved, it can be handled and all that. Spirit is not. Spirit is absolute. It cannot be compared with anything else that you know of. It is an absolute thing. It resides in your heart. It's the reflection of God Almighty within ourselves. And you cannot call it an energy. Energy can be finished off, spent away, it can disappear into thin air. Not the spirit. It's a permanent entity. It is absolute by itself and it cannot be compared with anything else. I mean, just to give an analogy, one can say something. But that's a different point. Just to give. But you cannot compare an absolute with anything that is relative. So that's an absolute thing within you, which resides in your heart. And when this residual power of Kundalini rises, it ignites the attention within you with this spark of the spirit. Now supposing this light is here, take it. If you put on this light, of course this light is an energy, so you cannot compare with anything, that's the trouble. But still you say this is the light. Now this light enlightens this whole atmosphere and we start seeing things here clearly. But do you think that light which is there is the one that is your attention? Not at all. Your attention is enlightened by that light. The light enlightens your attention. By that attention, you can feel the all-pervading power the divine power, the energy of God, the divine energy of God, the energy of love of God. You can feel it because it's a connecting link. Spirit is the connecting link, but it is completely absolute. It just connects you to that all-pervading power. That all-pervading power. I think we have talked about creation when we said that the whole Parabrahma became the energy, and God Almighty, which was lost in the Parabrahma, means a sleeping state, became the witness. Now this witness is in the heart of human beings. This witness is all the time there. When it disappears, you do not exist. So it is not an energy. One has to understand, actually somebody has written a book on Sahaja Yoga, and when I was going through it, I was shocked to read that he thinks that spirit is an energy. So energy, the Shakti, is not that spirit. The spirit is not Shakti. They have to meet. They have to meet so that the enlightenment in human being, the Chitta, takes place. Our ideas, whatever they are ideas. Even when I say to you, I have always told that you shouldn't take me for granted. You should see yourself. You should see for yourself how it works out. But first of all, you must have that microscope, the spirit. You must have that level of understanding. You should go to that point. You must have the breakthrough. If you have not broken through that, you won't understand anything. You are not yet connected. There's no enlightenment. Without enlightenment, what's the use of talking? Now supposing I go and tell you there are red colored curtains here and there's a black colored beams here, anything, and if the other person is blind, they are not going to understand anything, what is black, what is red, what is yellow. But this is the truth, that we are blind. And also this is the truth that we can see. And then we can see the real truth. So the truth that appears before us now is not the truth. After realization, it is the real truth. I know one thing, that in the West, the rationality has gone too far. People rationalize everything, which has killed all the joy of life. Everything they rationalize, which kills the joy of life. In the East, people just do not rationalize. They do not think about it. That is also going too far. But there is a meeting point between the East and the West. And the greatest of all is that the West has discovered the science. Science is responsible today for Sahaja Yoga. Only through science we are going to spread Sahaja Yoga if people understand what is the meaning of Sahaja Yoga is. It's a very dynamic thing, no doubt. It's working out tremendous things, but not in the places where people are very rationally judging everything. Like a tree has got a shoot and a root. If it has got a shoot, it has to have a root. Otherwise, shoot cannot hang in the air. It has to have a root. Now, in the West, we are the shoots. See, everybody can see everything. You can see what we have achieved. This is the achievement. We have got big, huge, affluent societies. People are working out all kinds of gadgets and this and that. But from where is the energy coming? Somebody must have worked the down way also in the root which you cannot see. To understand the root, you have to change your style. It's all right. To become the shoot was different. But supposing you have to understand the root, you have to go down and you have to change your attitude. And that attitude is of trying to understand that we are not yet our spirit. All the prophets, all the great incarnations have said that you are to be born again, that you have to become the spirit. We are not. Let us very humbly accept that. If we accept that we are not yet realized souls, that's all we have to do. Then it's easier. But if we think, now people come to Sahaja Yoga's system I have seen in the West, it's very difficult, you see, to convince them. I have to sit in a particular manner, I have to talk in a particular manner, and I may not be that good, you see, at English manners maybe. So they will say that, oh, this lady is no good, she doesn't know any English manners, you see. And they'll judge you on some superficial things which may be good for the shoot, but not for the root. Under these circumstances, it is rather difficult to convince people about Sahaja Yoga. But you must know that I am now talking about the roots and not about the shoot. Shoot you have got. You've got it. But you have to find the sustenance of it. If you do not find it, the whole thing will topple down. As it is very important to have the shoot, it's even more important sometimes to have a root after some time. Because if you are exhausted in your energy, it's better to develop your root system, enrich it so that you sustain your society much better and achieve the fruits of your creation. I see some new faces here. I'm very happy to know there are some new people who have come to Sahaja Yoga. For all the new people, I would like to say one thing, that many people come to Sahaja Yoga, out of which, of course, now we have many people who are realized souls here sitting down. It's a great thing that there are so many realized souls in England, especially in London. But many are lost because they just judge things on their own way. So I have to request that you must give some time to yourself and to Sahaja Yoga, because you are all seekers. I don't want you to be lost. The other day somebody read me out from John's Gospel that he says that only 144,444 people will be saved. I said, this is very, very miserly of you to say such a thing. That's all? I said, that's all? How can it be? Only such a small number. I just couldn't believe. You see, that how could he say such a thing? Perhaps his counting is wrong, I think, or whatever it is. But I hope so, it's not that bad. And how many are going to join from England? We have to say, Blake had great ideas. He wanted to build Jerusalem. And he went into all kinds of details. I hope we'll be able to do some justice to him as well. It is a great pleasure to come back to your own children after such a long stay there. I always thought of you here, all of you who were in this cold, facing the cold weather of this country, and also was thinking that one day this country will become a great country of spiritual life. I know this has to work out from this country only. In India, of course, it's very easy. But this country is the heart. And we have to establish here. It's difficult, I know, but still we all have to work very hard. And after this, I hope you all decide to go all over, wherever possible, to spread Sahaja Yoga. That is the greatest thing that we have to do. This year, according to astrology in India, the English are going to come up with new ideas, and I would like to know their new ideas when we have this birthday celebration. So is it for birthday celebration today that Gavin, you have arranged this program? Birthdays are good when you are growing, but when you are getting old, they are not so good, isn't it? This birthday has a special significance, I feel. Because in that book also it is written that this year something great should happen and Sahaja Yoga should come up. And we all have to understand that if we lose the time, maybe we'll lose many people who are just lost because of their ignorance. And we have to save them. We have to definitely save them. There is no doubt they are all seekers. They are seekers and lost. It's our duty to save them. We have to really work very hard to find out all such people and go close to them, talk to them, and help them. Thank you very much. From the new people, I would like to have some questions if they have any. Because when we go into meditation, I do not want your mind to come up and suddenly say, oh, you didn't ask this question. Are there any questions, please? None? Very good. Better ask now. Now about Kundalini, that is there. And you can see it is placed in the triangular bone. Can you show somebody? This one is placed in everybody's body. The bone is called as sacrum, means a sacred bone. It's a sacred bone. And it is the residual power within us. We have a power which desires, and power that acts, and the power that evolves us. But above all, we have a power which is sleeping now because it has not yet manifested. And it has created the whole universe for us, but is still waiting for that moment where it wants to meet the Spirit. And that power is the Kundalini, is the Holy Ghost within us. That is the Holy Ghost. And this power has to be awakened, just like we awaken the primule or the germinating power in a seed. It has to be awakened. Now, it's a living process. And for living process, you don't have to read or to think about it or to work it out. It's a spontaneous thing. As you place a seed in the Mother Earth, and the warmth of the Mother Earth, which you can say the love of Mother Earth, sprouts the seed, in the same way, this germination takes place. This germination takes place within you. Automatically, spontaneously, you don't have to do anything about it. We have done nothing to become human beings, and we have to do nothing to become superhuman beings also. Afterwards, after realization, of course, you have to maintain yourself. Like you have to maintain yourself to be a human being and not to become a beast. In the same way, you have to remain an angel and not to become a fallen angel after realization. That's all. And it works out absolutely spontaneously, and you become, you really become a different person. You start noticing that difference showing in you. With some people it takes more time, with some it takes very little. But I've seen people have to go in that transition period carefully. But it works out, it does work out. I haven't yet seen a person who has got a realization is lost. He comes back, I see there are vibrations still, he has not worked it out, of course there are problems, but still, you can maintain it, you can put it right. So this is the Kundalini, and there are 6 centers above that, and 1 center below. Now these 6 centers are within us, all of us have got it. These are the subtle centers which give us our plexuses. And these plexuses are the gross manifestation of these centers. These centers are pierced through, only the 6 centers, because the 7th one is at the base of the Kundalini. That's our innocence, and that's the one which is not pierced through. The Kundalini rises, passing through these centers, pierces through this fontanelle bone area, and gives us a real, actual baptism. Actual. It's not that I baptize you, put the hand there. It's not that. You actually feel the throbbing on your head, and you see the piercing by feeling the cool breeze of the Holy Ghost pouring out of your head. You can feel it very clearly. That's how it is. It is surprising how people reconcile to things. Because they say that the cool breeze of the Holy Ghost is there. Now where is the cool breeze? Ask these people. We say that we bless you with the Trinity. Where is the cool breeze? Where is the cool breeze? When you talk of blessing somebody with the Trinity, there has to be the cool breeze, because cool breeze of the Holy Ghost has to be there, and there is no cool breeze. So how are we to believe that what they are saying is what they are meaning, and that's what is the truth is? You have to have the cool breeze of the Holy Ghost. And where is the cool breeze? That's one of the points one should find out. Now this cool breeze is not only simple cool breeze. It definitely acts, it works, it cures. There is a case recently, interesting, that I was actually in a village in India when a father of a son came to see me. Who the son was sent to America for treatment for blood cancer, and of course I gave vibrations from there, but I asked one of the American girls to treat him, and he's cured 100%. He's out of the hospital. Yes, it can be done. And it is so fantastic. You can do it. I need not do. You can do it. It's that girl, Christine, who has done it, and she has cured him completely 100%. The boy is out of the hospital, is going back to India. So all these things can be done. This has to happen. Once it works out, then one has to work out a little bit more to understand how to use the power. How to use the power. It's very simple. It is so spontaneous. Nobody told us how to see. Did anybody tell us? We have eyes, we can see. It is so spontaneous. Because we have got eyes which can see, so we are seeing it. What is there to be told about it or taught about it, that you see that now it is there, we can see it with our own eyes. What is there to teach? Do we teach our nose that there's a fragrance coming in? It knows it is coming in. This is known as bodha. This is known as the knowledge. It is the knowledge by which you can feel it, not the knowledge that you read in the books. If you read in the books, the roses smell like this, will you get the smell? Or there are some people who wear a Rolls Royce, you see, in their neck, a picture of Rolls Royce, and they think we are going in a Rolls Royce very nicely. Do you do it that way? It's stupid, isn't it? But it is. Such stupid things people do, they carry on with such artificial things, believing that they are doing it. So one has to know that it is an actualization. It has to happen. It has to work out within you. You cannot just befool yourself saying that I am that, I am this, I am that. If you say I am the governor, you become the governor. It's simple as that. Absolutely very simple. Once it happens, as it is simple to you to be a human being, it will be as simple to you to be a Sahaja Yogi. Only thing, to be a Sahaja Yogi, you have to know. As you have learnt your language, you have to know the language of Sahaja Yoga. What does this finger mean? If you get the burning on this finger, what does that mean? What does this mean? Everything you have to know, just decoding, and I'm here just for decoding, nothing more than that. Any more questions?
Yes. Is it possible for the Kundalini to be opened prematurely? By something, what hypnotism or brainwashing or something. And
yeah.
Before this center you're talking about, this pulpit, before it's developed, and you can do anything good with it or constructive, is it possible to have this developed prematurely or open prematurely, in a non-developed state?
Kundalini, you see, doesn't need any development. It is complete by itself. Doesn't need any development as such. But what happens when the Kundalini passes through these centers, you see, the centers could be sick, could be constricted, there could be a problem, somebody may be an imbalanced person, or you may be a person who doesn't follow certain rules and regulations of sustenance could be there. Some sort of a thing is there.
Could it be that a person is too open?
Beg pardon? Yeah.
Either person might be too open.
Yes, vulnerable type who accepts everything. You see,
Yes.
goes to the lunatic asylums also, wants to be with the rogues and wants to be with this, wants to be with that, all that. You see, such a person can be also in torture. But that is the path. The path of Kundalini could be in trouble, could be. But Kundalini is not that way. Of course, sometimes she's so hurt. I've seen her being very much hurt, passing through that path. She feels so hurt. But that's a different point. Now, this Kundalini is there, just matured, sitting down there, waiting for a moment to rise. Now, what happens when people who are not authorized by divine power of God, who are not holy people, we should put it straightforward, who are not really holy people, but just are, we can say, what is the word? Unholy? Unholy people? Or you can put any strong word you want to put, hypocrites or anything. If they try any tricks with the Kundalini, then there's a deity sitting on the first center. He hits them hard. And that hitting can cause big problems, like people can develop blisters. Not the Kundalini. She's your mother. She's extremely kind. She's not going to do any harm. But this deity, which is the deity embodying your innocence, it can't bear any wrong entry to the mother. So that deity gets angry and you get problems of the sympathetic nervous system. And such people have so many problems. They can have blisters on the body, even cancer. Because these people have no authority. They cannot awaken it. They cannot awaken it. For example, if you put a seed, say, under a hot blanket, will it prosper? It will die out. It has to be the Mother Earth. In the same way, the one who is authorized to do the Kundalini awakening has to do it. Anybody who tries otherwise, then he harms the person. It can be very harmful. So that kind of a horrible thing happens to many people when they just try to bow to wrong type of people. This head is not to be bowed to anybody who has not given you realization. Why should you? You shouldn't bow to me also. I have not given you realization. When I will give you realization, then you should bow to me. But in India, if you tell people don't bow to me, they have already accepted me, you see. So they feel very hurt if I say don't bow to me, you are not realized. But here I would say I would prefer a person not to bow to me till he has got his realization. That is very important. Because after all, I may be a hocus pocus, could be, possibly. So why trust me that way? Don't put your head at my feet. You just have your realization first and then. But it is quite true, people are playing havoc with it. Absolutely havoc. It's very dangerous. You see, a person who doesn't know how to put on the light can burn his fingers and say that electricity is wrong, but he doesn't know anything. He is naive. To put it very mildly, we can say they are naive. But there are sinister people also who deliberately do it just to torture people. That's why people are frightened also to hear about Kundalini. I know a gentleman has written such a thick book and he says the Kundalini is in the stomach. I said it's not there. It's not there. I mean, it's so absurd to hear such things, but they write books without any authority. You see, anybody can talk about God. Hitler used to talk about God also. Who's going to catch hold of him? But you can see the throbbing of the Kundalini. In these programs you can see of some people where there's an obstruction on the Nabhi chakra, you can see the throbbing. Clearly you can see. Many of all of these people have seen those who are sitting. What else? It's a good question because it's very common. I've seen people have read about Kundalini. You are all seekers, you know. You are all seekers. So you are seeking, you are reading all these books. I know that you are reading all these books. And that's how you know about these things. But it's not the main thing. Main thing is Kundalini awakening must give you realization, must give you your own power. I may be very powerful or whatever it is. So what? What's the use? Unless until you have some powers of your own, why should you believe anyone? But people are brainwashed, you see, there is some purpose behind it. It's money-making propositions. All are money-making propositions. Take it from me. What is it?
How do you raise the Kundalini more?
What can you do? Nothing. Just now we'll do it. But it's nothing has to be done. That's the main point. It's sahaja. It's just spontaneous. Nothing. What can we do to make a flower a fruit? As simple as that, all right? It will work out. That's a good question, means you are anxious. What about getting all the people who are new in front and all the people who are old, very old, little backward? So all those, is there anybody sitting at the back who is new? Come forward, please. Come forward. There is nothing to be frightened about Kundalini. She is your mother. She is extremely kind.
Mother, should we make room for people to come?
I mean, they can't sit on the ground. So those who can sit on the ground can come down. Yes, that's all right. Yeah. First 2 rows is all right. They are there. Just come along, come along. Good. Come here, come forward. Yeah, come along, come on. Yeah, come on. These are all seekers. Don't worry. Don't worry about anything. You see, even if you have been taking drugs, if you have been going to other gurus, you might think you are a sinner, or you might think you are a very guilty person, whatever you are thinking. Now forget about it. Just forget about it. Don't feel guilty. That's first thing. Is don't feel guilty. You should say, Mother, I am not guilty.